traffic update as of 12:30 a.m. PST, September 21st. Um, Last advisory showed that Gabrielle is starting to form an inner core based on the recon. It was 55 knots based on microwave and the wind data. It was moving 335 by 8 knots to the north westward along the southern side of the subtropical ridge of the central Atlantic. Over the next couple of days, the government is expected to recurve to the north and northeast between this ridge and the middle to trough over the eastern United States. Yep. It's expected to strengthen as it's starting to form an eye. It's over wide water, low to moderate shear. Um, yep. So let's look at the latest data since it's getting close to the next model, pretty much the next advisory. I keep it at 55 knots, I agree. Um, here's the track. We curved it. Actually, I'd be watching this while I was in the Azores. I mean, late next Thursday. I mean, well, look at the models. Pretty much more and more southward towards the Azores at 120 hours. Um, GEFS a little bit further north from those models. GPS more in line with the Azores. Um, Intensity's gone down. Maybe 75 to 80 knots, most likely, by 48 hours. We'll have to see. This may still be able to develop that inner core. Um, Now we're going to look at. Let's look at it first. Wow. Still good outflow in all directions. It could easily develop an inner core, then close out that eye and become a decent hurricane, in my opinion. Next, we're looking at 97E, which is becoming better organized. Has a 90% chance of formation, should move west-northwestward away from land. Could become a respectable system. Um, 97E has 30 knot winds, 13.3 north, 28.3 west. Projected head turn westward over the next 5 to 7 days. And this is a recipe for probably a respectable hurricane. I mean, GFS takes it into the hurricane range in 4 to 5 days. Um, this thing looks like it could actually become a Cat 2 between 84 and 144 hours. Yeah, I think it's pretty likely. Um, let's see. Now we're going to look at other systems. In the Atlantic, we got a system that is coming off at a top wave on the Eastern Atlantic. Has a 30% chance of formation over the next 7 days. Development is unlikely during the next couple of days. Environment conditions should gradually become more favorable for a slow development of this disturbance by the later part of the week. I don't think there's a great chance, but longer term, it could get into the Western Atlantic. Um, it's heard about where it is right there. Here is the ECMWF. There's not a hell of a lot of support, but there's a hell of a lot more for 96E, some support for a very competing system. Um, um, GEFS, ZILZ, show a little bit of support for it. But probably just as much support longer term for a very competing system. Maybe even a Western Link system. We have to watch in 9-10 days. Here's the GFS. This is for 72 hours. 126. Wow, what the fuck is that? By the Bahamas, I mean, at 126. Oh. Um, ECMWF does not show it. CMC does not show it, but CMC shows the 30% system forming northeast of the Windward Islands. I mean, 186 hours. That system is now in western leg, recurving, of course, on the CMC. GFS recur- is recurving it. Very longer term, there's a lot of actually kind of hyper about this system. I mean, look at 228. Really nothing. There's system in the Eastern Pacific at this trade. Um, let's look at the Eastern Pacific. Here's 96 at a hurricane at 72 hours. 96, 972. 126, 960. This thing has great potential of becoming a very powerful hurricane. CMC is a lot weaker for the north. Um, Icon 97, probably borderline hurricane on Icon. May 9, 144 on Icon. CMC 992. 995 or 162 on the CMC. Yeah, here's GFS at 162. Well, we're going to show you one more system. A couple more systems, actually. Um, this is in the system in the Western Pacific. That looks like a upper end Cat 4, but it should remain away from Japan. And the other system, that is near Zurich. This is Virginia, which, let's be honest, that looks like a Cat 5. It's going to move north to Iran. Wow. Absolutely incredible. That's your traffic update.